How do I get the most from my subbies or my subcontractors? Hi, I'm Greg Hamlin. Welcome to Builders Profits TV, helping you build a business that gives you a life. Firstly, when you're trying to find subbies or you want to know how to get the most out of your subbies, you got to first work out, who you've got working for you. Are they any good? How did you hire them? Now, if you've got bad subbies, you need to get rid of them as quick as you can. And then put in place a process for hiring the right ones. Too many times people think, oh yeah, I'm just paying him, it'd be okay, just bring them in, they'll be a subby. And they get a referral from somebody else. Or they've got a gut feeling that might say, hey, they're okay. But really you need to make sure that you've got subbies that are going to work really well for you. Put them through a process. It's a bit like employing an employee, but aptitude test, a test that makes sure that they do what they're meant to be able to do, and they can say they can do, they can do what they say they can do. But have a process in place for them. But once you've got the right ones, have some other processes to be able to keep them accountable. With all of our clients, we use a checklist type process where you can go through and build up one, say, for a plumber or an electrician or a chippy, and they go through and they've got all the different tasks they've got to do to make sure that the quality assurance is right. If it's done, they tick it off. If it's got any remedial work, they fill in the remedial work part. Then the supervisor comes through and says, yep, okay, that's right, they tick that off. And then at the end, they get paid for it once it's all ticked off and signed off by the supervisor, or if you're a smaller business, by yourself. But it makes sure that the job's done correctly. So what you're doing is you're raising the bar. In a lot of cases, you put up with this because everybody comes in here. But once you start to put some systems in place, you raise the bar, these guys that are no good will go automatically because you're asking them to do something that's a little bit different, right? So the first thing is have that accountability stuff going. The second thing is, have a tight schedule. Make sure you schedule the work out so they know what's going to happen. So you're the expert. You know what the job's going to be running out at. You know how long it should take for each thing. I've got a client that actually builds his buildings in a lot shorter time than most people because he has really tight schedules. He's got these checklists in place, so he ends up with great quality and he ends up with them built on time, or actually under time, high quality work in less time, because he's got these processes in place. He's got these checklists in place, and he's got the schedule in place. Right. So having tight schedules. He also has weekly meetings with them. Just simple meetings, just an hour about, okay, guys, this is where we need to be by the end of this week, and gets that process mapped out so he knows exactly where. So everybody knows, everybody's on the same page in this meeting. And then he does 10-minute accountability calls. Every day he'll ring up and say, well, we call them power calls, we call it accountability or power calls, but it's really about, it's either a call or a 10-minute meeting where they just talk to each of the contractors and say, okay, right, what was your achievement yesterday? So he sees where they're up to in their schedule, right? Is there any stucks? Can you foresee any stucks? So get some thinking, rather than just turning up to the job and swinging a hammer and, oh yeah, I've got to do this all day. They've got to think about, okay, are there any stucks? What's going to happen today? Where, is there anything that's going to cross over? Any problems that might arise? And then, ask them what they can do to fix that, rather than him taking it all on. What can they do to fix that? And then the last part of the 10-minute power call is, what can he help them with? Is there anything that they need help with? And 9 times out of 10, the contractors have been paid to do that sort of stuff, so there's no need to give them any help. Right? He also uses this thing, excuse is not an option. So many times in life people say, oh, well, it's not my fault because the plumber got in the road. So if, let's say the chippy or the plaster or something like that, they blame other people. So there's no blame and there's no excuses. And he doesn't take that as an option. And you shouldn't take it in your business either. No blame, no excuses. Guys, step up, take accountability for what work you're doing. And if they're not the sort of contractor that will do that, there's plenty of others out there. Keep hiring, keep looking for them, right? Have someone pushing them, have your, again, having that schedule, but have yourself or your foreman or project manager pushing them through the process. Make sure that they're, okay guys, we're on track, we're going. And that's why those the 5-minute meetings or 10-minute meetings, right? Have those tools in place. So, going back, having accountability, having a process, tight schedule, weekly meetings, 10-minute power calls. Excuses is not an option. Having someone pushing them, and this is how you'll get the most out of your subbies and you can get some work done. Now, if you like our free video tools and tips and you'd like some more, go to buildersprofits.com and click on the free stuff. And I'd love to hear your comments and feedback on this video tip. So please leave your comment below, click the like button and tell your friends. We'll see you in the next Builders Profits TV episode.